previously stated, I am Matthew Herman, and I am honored to be here as your student opener. This is actually one of my first times doing stand-up comedy for a live audience. So it's going to be a bit of a baptism by fire here in this non-denominational chapel. But anyway, how are you all doing tonight? Doing well? Good. I didn't hear any of that. You all spoke over each other. It was kind of rude, actually. But that doesn't matter. Anyway, I'm not doing great. But you can probably just tell that by looking at my body. It's sort of sickly and not very well managed. Like, don't get me wrong, I treat my body like a temple. But it's a temple in a very anti-Semitic neighborhood. Don't worry, I'm not one of those self-deprecating comedians. I'm not nearly smart enough to do that kind of comedy. But there are some things that are objectively odd about my body that I would like to point out to you. For example, the other week, some of my friends bet me that I couldn't fit my entire body through a coat hanger. They're right there. I did it. It was not easy, though. I would actually say it's the second time that my life has almost been ended by a coat hanger. Another odd thing, as you may be able to tell, I have weirdly small hips, which means that pretty much every moment of every day I have a wedgie. It's just a fact of my life. If you see me on campus and I seem sad or kind of upset, it's because there's a lot of cloth just trying to get right up in my butthole. Oh, it's like my body's its own bully. You know, I also know I'm a bit of a weird guy because people pretty much just tell me so. It's not like an overt kind of thing, but you can tell that they're saying it. Like, does anyone here, like, the show The Big Bang Theory? Anyone? Anyone? You know, that's actually very reassuring because now I know there are people in the audience who will laugh even if there's no joke. That's great, actually. But people tell me I'm like the main character from that show, Sheldon. Yeah, stop doing that. Stop it. That's not a compliment, okay? It's pretty much someone coming up to you and saying, hey, you seem autistic. Seriously. So I feel like we've established a bit of a rapport, and I've told you how weird I am. So I'm going to completely change gears. Please, everyone sit down. Now, I think of myself as a man of deep thoughts. And sometimes these thoughts scare me a lot. So I'm going to unburden myself and burden all of you with them. Is that okay? Here we go. A blind person will never lose a game of hide and seek because they will never be invited to play. Yelling choke at a javelin competition is just bad sportsmanship. Yelling choke at a hot dog eating competition is attempted murder. Now, I've been having some weird feelings lately. I'm in love with my mother's house. Some people may say this is weird, but it's just something Freud would call an Oedipus complex. Now, I think some people would say I'm in denial about my true feelings, but as my mom always said, there's no I in denial. So I like to show my creative side every now and again, so I've written you all a poem. It's a haiku, and I'm sure you all know how those work. So if you want to count the syllables with me, please go ahead. Here we go. I am a nonconformist. Thank you. You know, I've always said that a good lover is like a palindrome. It doesn't matter which end you enter, the result is always the same. Now, people put a lot of stock, that's an awful position. People put a lot of stock in being self-made. They'll say something like, I'm a self-made millionaire. But there are times when that's not a good thing. For example, I'm a self-made orphan. Now, I was back in New York recently, and there we go. There are a lot of homeless people in New York, as you probably know, and it got me kind of sad and introspective about the nature of being homeless. And I was wondering, could I survive being homeless and all this stuff? And the one question that kept going through my mind was, do homeless people understand knock-knock jokes? I think that if I ever went deaf, I would not fit into the deaf community at all, because I am terrible at charades. To them, it must just seem like I have a really bad lisp. Do you guys think it's easier to adopt an Asian point of view? As long as we're on philosophical questions, I just have to know, where are all the Fabergé chickens? So I was researching weight loss and weight gain programs for obvious reasons the other day, and I came across this program that advertised itself as a 12-step program. And I just don't understand that. 12 steps, you'll barely break a sweat. But you know, they say that you are what you eat, and if that's true, I think cannibals are the most human of us all. You know, I was actually reading an article about cannibals the other day, and it said that cannibals give the best rim jobs. But, you know, they're a bit of a double-edged sword, because while a cannibalistic rim job is great at the time, it'll always end up biting you in the ass. Now, if I seem nervous, I'm sorry. I've been under a lot of pressure lately. I'm taking a lot of higher level classes this semester, and I'm applying to internships. And I also recently just learned that only I can prevent forest fires. It's a lot of pressure. So I have this boomerang collection that I've been trying to get rid of, but I just don't know how to. Because I don't have nearly enough postage. I got into an argument with my mom the other day because I told her I wanted to try out for the Olympics. But she just kept insisting that I'm not special enough. You know, I figured, screw it, whatever, I'll try out for the Paralympics. But I just can't find a partner. Something is only homemade if it was made in a residence with curtains. Otherwise, it's just house-made. Do synchronized swimming teams all get their periods at the same time? When Goldilocks entered the house of the three bears, she tried out Papa Bear's bed, then Mama Bear's bed, before finally settling into Baby Bear's bed. It was just right. If Papa Bear and Mama Bear were already sleeping in different beds, I think there's more troubles in that household than just trespassing. They're probably just waiting waiting for Baby Bear to go to college. I know what that's like. So I was at the St. Louis Zoo the other day, and I got really sad passing the elephant enclosure because I really think that elephants were hit hardest by 9/11. Because they can... Because elephants can really never forget. Alright, I don't think I'm going to get any lower than Elephant Holocaust. Not Jesus. So I would like to introduce now the man you're all actually here to see. He's a writer, a producer, an actor, and an author, Mr. BJ Novak.